there. Happy Wednesday. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late here. I was having internet difficulties. They sometimes happen, right? Especially when there's a lot going on in the world. So, well, I should say here in America. Comment below. Let me know how you're doing. I know I just taught a class and I'm hearing that there's just a lot of stress and tension right now. There's a lot of uncertainty, unknown. People want to watch the news, they don't want to watch the news. So, anyways, I'm here for a little mini nervous nervous system reboot or reset. So, if you're watching on the replay, it's the perfect time. You can watch this again and again. It'll be great midday to break up the workday. If you're at the desk, this totally can be done at the desk. It won't take that long. It's great for after work, or if you're at home, you can even lie down on your mat or couch and reset that way. So, whatever is best for you. But let's just get started right now. We'll down regulate the nervous system, get a little bit more peace and calm going. So root both, if you're sitting in a chair, root both feet into the ground. Feel both sit bones on your chair. We'll start in the physical realm for a moment. Take your hands, just place them at the top of your pelvis and gently rock your pelvis forward and back. And if you do that, you'll notice your spine moves with your pelvis. And that's a natural physiological or biomechanical property of the body. The spine and the pelvis, they move together. So just use that motion to both break up any static sitting postures that you might have, but also root you into the present moment by feeling the sensations that you're experiencing right now. And then when you've had enough movement of the pelvis and the spine, you can release the hands from the hips, allow the top of the shoulders to melt away from the ears. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness now to your face. Notice if there's any tension in your jaw. You might place your fingertips right along the side of the face. You can open and close your jaw a few times and you'll feel a slight hinge area there. That's right where one of the most powerful muscles of the body is located. It's called the masseter muscle, our jaw of mastication. That opens and closes the jaw. It's also a source of a lot of stress and tension for some of us, so you can just gently massage that muscle and open and close the jaw to help. Release it. And you might have one side that's a bit tighter than the other, depending if you chew more on one side or the other. My daughter just noticed that I chew more on my right. She is so perceptive. She goes, "Mommy, how come you chew more on your right side than your left?" I'm like, "What? You should be a physical therapist." Don't you love that when the kids observe you? Comment below if you can relate. You can also bring your fingertips towards your temple region, right alongside the eyes. There's muscles along your face and your skull here that can also hold a lot of tension and stress. You can gently massage those. Or depending on if you have any makeup or not, you might want to slide your fingers right along your forehead as if you were smoothing out those wrinkles, or your furrowed brow, just smoothing those out there along the face. The face is intimately connected with our rest and digest nervous system, because if you think about it, if you have to run from lions, tigers, and bears, you know why this primal fight or flight response was developed to keep us safe. You're not going to be smiling, right? You're not going to have a relaxed face if you're fleeing for your life. So sometimes we can take the back door into the nervous system by working with our face, just gently relaxing, smoothing out any wrinkles, any tension, even giving yourself a little head massage, a nice new fancy do, right? We can call it the updo massage, massage updo. My hairstylist would love that. All right, and then close the eyes if they were open. Now bring your awareness to your breath. First, notice are you breathing through your mouth primarily or your nose? No judgment, just observation. If you're breathing through your mouth, see if you can gently draw your lips together. So now you're breathing more through your nose. That will help with your immunity, helps your diaphragm work a little bit more efficiently. So many benefits to breathing through your nose. If it's uncomfortable or you feel too much pressure, it's okay to have the mouth open. But that might be something you want to explore every so often. The more you do it, the more you'll increase your tolerance of being able to breathe through your nose and not through the mouth or relying on the mouth. And I know this personally because when I was a child, I used to have sinus issues, and my parents used to call me like the frog, always having my mouth open to catch flies. I was such a mouth breather, and then I was always getting sick, like strep throat, all these kinds of illnesses. And then when I had a deviated septum or something of, I don't remember, I was like 8 or 9. And then I had some kind of sinus surgery that opened it up so I could actually breathe through my nose, and I stopped getting sick as much. It was huge. So, um, it might be worth exploring going to an ear, nose, and throat specialist if you really feel like you have difficulty breathing through your nose. But sometimes it's a habit that can be corrected. And that just might be your work for today. Something else to notice with your breathing is if you're breathing primarily through the chest. Is your chest rising and falling, or is your belly moving as you inhale and exhale? And one way to notice that is place one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly. As you inhale, the belly should inflate. Air draws up to the chest, and that might inflate a little bit. And as you exhale, chest deflates and then belly deflates. But if only your chest is moving, this is called chest breathing. And that's going to stimulate the fight or flight response, the sympathetic nervous system, because it speeds up your heart rate and increases your blood pressure. Your heart has to work harder if you're breathing through your chest primarily. The other thing about breathing through your chest is that there's these muscles in your neck. They're called the accessory breath muscles. Then they have to overwork, like your scalenes, your SCM here. When you breathe through your belly, then it's your diaphragm that's primarily working, and then these muscles will only help if needed. So if you have neck pain or a lot of tension in your neck shoulder region, then sometimes really working on a nice diaphragmatic breath can be a solution. So again, no judgment. This is just awareness and knowledge. And then you decide, do I need to refine, make any shifts or changes? Following your path of the breath. Noticing how unconsciously you choose to breathe happens every day. And if any thoughts are coming in, because we're only human, emotions, just allow them to come in. Just allow them to come up. Sometimes that's all the thoughts of our brain needs, is a witness, wants to get your attention. So sometimes to stop the spinning, if we just observe, be the witness of the thoughts, or allow any discomfort or emotions to be present without trying to resist or block or avoid them. Just holding the container of space for them to just be. Then a couple of things happen. They dissipate all on their own without you having to force or control. And they're not stored in the body as tension or sometimes pain. So giving the body, the mind, the space to bring anything to the surface that it needs. Trusting yourself to be able to process as it will, as you just breathe. Following the simpleness of the inhale as it comes in, Exhale as you breathe out. Inhale, belly moves. Middle ribs and chest. Exhale, chest deflates. Middle ribs and belly. Now see if you can add another layer. The breath is three-dimensional, circumferential. Inhale, belly and back body inflate. Side ribs all the way up to the chest like a cylindrical, what is that called? Cylinder. And exhale, chest, ribs, front, back, and sides, and belly. Two more at your own pace. Not forcing, not pushing, just allowing. Beautiful. Now, option to open the eyes if that would serve you, or you can keep them closed. We'll get into the physical body a bit more using this breath, using this space and stillness we created to release any tension through our shoulders, our neck, chest, back. Inhale, lengthen through your crown of the head. Exhale, bring your left ear to the shoulder so you're stretching through that right side. I'll mirror you. And drop that right shoulder away from the ear. You might grab with your hand to the bottom side of the chair if that's available to you. You can angle the chin down. As long as you don't get dizzy, you can spiral it up. Very nice. And you can use your left hand to gently help the head back to center. And now we'll bring the right ear to the shoulder. Use your left hand on the bottom seat of the chair. And spiral the neck down or circle it up. Breathing here. Again, you can use your right hand to help the head back to center. I'm going to show you from the side. You can stay sitting though. Bring your hands to the low back. If you have the back of a chair, you might want to turn to the side. Draw your elbows together, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and as you do that, draw in your ribs. So engage your core ever so gently, and then extend the arms long so you're breathing into your chest, the front of the chest, and the shoulders here. Keeping the core strong so you're not overarching and you're not forcing. And then from here, a couple options for the head. You can look up. You can also bring your chin to the chest. Very good. And let that go. Shake out your shoulders. And we'll do a twist here. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, keeping your legs, your knees planted on the ground. You can use the back of the chair to gently turn over to the right. Gaze can be aligned with your chest, or you can turn and look over the right shoulder. Just notice if you're forcing and cranking the neck. This is just to work with our breath. So inhale, imagine your spine grows long. Exhale, that's when you turn. Again, inhale for length and exhale to turn. Very good. Inhale back to center and we'll do the other side. Inhale for length, exhale, turning to the left. Again, head can stay aligned with the sternum, or as long as you feel no pressure, no forcing, you can turn and look over that left shoulder. Very good. Inhale back to center. Let that go. Now we're going to do what's known as the seated child's pose. So not so great if you're in a skirt, but you can still try it. I'm going to back up my chair here so you can see. So legs go wide. You're going to inhale for length. Exhale, you're going to fold forward over your torso and then just relax and let the head go. It's a wonderful low back release. So if you have any tension through the low back, just allow gravity to drape your head towards the ground so you feel space in between each of the vertebrae. And then as you inhale, you can bring in even more space to the vertebrae, the discs, and the nerves. As you exhale, root and ground through your sit bones there in the chair. Just breathe, releasing any tension. When you're ready, you can use your breath, your hands, walk them up the legs to return back up to sitting. And slowly reopen the eyes if you had them closed. So there you have it, your 10, 12 little nervous system reset sequence. Again, you can always watch this on the replay. Really great to do midday to break up any sitting at the desk. Great to do after work to kind of just calm down your nervous system, or before bed. Super important today, of course, to release any stored tension you have in your body and give you the confidence to process anything that comes up. If the result isn't exactly as you hoped or desired, you now have the container in the space to be with it. Just allow the emotions to come through, whether it be good or bad, so you're not storing them in the body and then paying for it later with neck stiffness or back stiffness, that sort of thing. So if this was helpful for you, I would love to see it in the comments. You can always leave me a comment. If you're watching it on the replay, you can leave #replay and leave it in the comment. And of course, if you would like to sign up for your free wellness assessment, I might have 1 or 2 spots this week. I actually can't remember. I'll leave the link in the comments. I'm including a personalized free stress reduction plan as part of that, because stress is just at an all-time high right now, and people are really asking for that specifically. So we'll really evaluate what's going on in your life. What are the triggers that's causing stress, anxiety, overwhelm? How is that manifesting? Hi, Francine. It's so good to see you. I love the pictures of your family, by the way. How that might be manifesting physically in your body. Sometimes it manifests as muscle tension. You're very welcome. Muscle tension or soreness or pain, or it can exacerbate an underlying issue going on. It can also be contributed to heart disease. There's all kinds of things that go on when there's stress present. I focus more on the orthopedic only because, I'm a physical therapist, but when we take care of stress, then we can really help our health and wellness overall. So if you want to sign up and get your free stress reduction plan, I'll come back and I'll drop it into the comments for you, and you can get signed up for that right away. All right. And if you have any topics that you would like me to go over for next week, you can always leave that in the comments or future podcasts. This week on the podcast, I went over how to stop procrastinating with your health. So if you find yourself sometimes being like, oh, I'll deal with that later, it's not so bad, it's not so debilitating, like any aches and pains or tension or that sort of thing, or you have like a nagging health issue that isn't crucial, then make sure you listen to the podcast and you'll find out why that waiting too long can cause unnecessary suffering. So if you want to avoid that, you can learn some tips on the podcast this week. All right, so I will look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week and great election outcome for all of us, whatever that may be.